The topic of this video is know everything about your enemies through your horoscope. Means you would able to know when I will tell how you will get enemies, whether you would able to defeat them, all about the enemies only. The sixth house is the house of rogue, means diseases. Rin means debt. Ripu denotes open enemies, rivals, and adversaries whom we know. The sixth house related enemies will appear before you and confront you. The sixth house is also the house of jealousy, which produces enemy, because enemies are how a person will become your enemy out of jealousy only. First he will have a jealousy against you, then only he will become your enemy. The sixth house related enemies always nurture a notion that you are nothing in front of them and they would be able to defeat you in an open combat and muster the courage to challenge, criticize, and try to humiliate you openly or publicly. There are also different type of enemies, like issue-based enemies who will oppose you on certain issues and will not do anything out of these issues. These are called issue-based enemies who will oppose and confront you on a particular issue or issues. Blanket enemies, very dangerous, who will always oppose you and try to confront you and defeat you. And the long-term and lifelong enemies, like your neighbors with whom you may be at loggerheads. The sixth house related enemies may partner with your 12th house related secret enemies. They may be in your house also. They may be your relative also, close relative also, secret enemies. When the situation becomes grim for you to handle and there may be no place for you to hide. We are always guided by the wrong astrological notion that planets in a particular house assume the rulership of the house. It is only correct in the case of shadowy planets, Rahu and Ketu, who do not have any rulership of the house. It is the Lord of the house who delivers the result of the house concerned and none else. There is no exception in the case of the sixth house also, other than in the case of Rahu and Ketu, because they assume the lordship of the house in which they are placed. They behave like that only. They assume the lordship. If they are posited in the sixth house, they will act like the sixth lord. As such, no planet in the sixth house would be able to provide the protective shield from your open enemies other than the fifth lord, who is the 12th lord of negation of the sixth house of open enemies. He is the 12th lord. Sixth lord is the house of your enemies, and fifth lord is 12 to 6. So he can negate the enemies, neutralize the enemies. He has that potential. Fifth lord, who is the 12th lord of negation of sixth house of open enemies, a strong logno and the logno lord means you are also the protective shield from the hostilities of open enemies by rendering them ineffective and weak in front of you. And you will also weaken the secret enemies because they would not able to muster courage to challenge you, your open enemies. And secret enemies will also didn't get that kind of courage to hatch any plan, secret plan against you because your logno is very strong. They will become subservient to you. The enemies, open as well as secret enemies, both. Sixth house related enemies as well as 12th house related enemies, they will subservient to you because of your strong logno and logno lord, since logno represent you. The sixth lord in the 11th house denotes gain through open enemies along with other negativities. Since 11th house is the house of gain, so if the sixth lord is in the 11th house, you will be gaining through enemies. Means what you will be? You will become an advocate. You will become a judge. Mainly advocate. You will be dealing with the litigants. So you will be gaining, but it will have an adverse effect on your health also. The sixth lord in the 11th house will be in adverse sixth house from the sixth house. 11th house is 6th to 6th, and the 5th house will be in the adverse 12th house from the 6th house, and will lose complete rapport. The 6th lord, when in the 11th house, will be in the adverse 6th house. Follow me please. From the 6th house, and the 5th house will be in the adverse 12th house from the 6th house, and will lose complete rapport with the 6th house of open enemies, rendering the 6th house weak. Means when 6th lord is in the 11th house or in the 5th house, he will be in the adverse position and he would not able to support the 6th house. So your enemies will be less or weak than you. They would not have the courage to challenge you. They will remain as your subservient, docile. They will remain docile to you, and which will in turn make your open enemies weak to confront you. An afflicted or weak sixth lord will also result in weak enemies, because sixth lord will become weak when afflicted, so it's not able to generate enemies for you. When the sixth lord in any of the Vipreet houses, 6, 8, 12, it is a Vipreet house, 6th house. 6th lord is also Vipreet lord. 6, 8, 12, and heavily afflicted without any benefic influence on it, vis-a-vis logna and the logna lord is strong. Means you are strong than your enemies. Forms Harsha Yoga. This is a classical astrological yoga, Raj Yoga, Vipreet Raj Yoga. This yoga is believed to transform negative situations into positive outcomes and can lead to success through overcoming challenges and enemies. An exalted sixth lord gives enemies of high status. sorry, and is an indirect indication of tremendous success with name and fame in life, since the sixth house is the ninth house of luck of the 10th house of professional status, provided there is no natural malefic in the sixth house. In the horoscope of Bhagavan Sri Ram, he had the exalted sixth lord and gave him he had the exalted sixth lord. And gave him an open enemy in the avatar of Sri Ravana, who was highly knowledgeable. Ravana was very highly knowledgeable and an entity of wisdom and royal status. He was the king of Lanka, albeit with misdirected intelligence. Otherwise, he would not have kidnapped innocent and pious Sita Maiya, relying on the false and misguided statement of Shurpanakha, the main culprit behind the scenes of the Yuddha Khanda of Ramayana and destruction of Lankaraj. Because he did a very great mistake by kidnapping Sita Maiya, which led to his destruction as well as kingdom. But he was a king, Ravan, with royal status, and thus exalted sixth lord in the horoscope of Bhagavan Sri Ram indicated that he will get a very highly statusful enemy, and he got it in the form of Ravan. A typed version of this video presentation is available in the description box. Reader if wishes can read the same, access the same from the description box, so that what I have narrated in this video, they can read the same also. And if there is any confusion, they will able to rectify it. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.